In the heart of the swamp, something ancient stirs. Today, we dive deep into the murky waters of one of DC Comics' most complex and fascinating characters, Swamp Thing. But don't be fooled by his monstrous appearance. Swamp Thing isn't just a scary creature lurking in the swamps. He's an eco-warrior connected to all plant life on Earth, serving as the protector of the natural world. Swamp Thing's story begins with Dr. Alec Holland, a brilliant biochemist working on a top-secret biorestorative formula in the swamps of Louisiana. His goal was to create a substance that could solve world hunger by accelerating plant growth. Tragedy struck when a bomb planted by agents of a shadowy organization called the Conclave destroyed Holland's lab. Covered in his burning formula, Alec ran into the swamp, where he perished. But this was not the end. Rising from the swamp's depths, Alec was transformed into Swamp Thing, a hulking creature composed of plant matter. His human consciousness was now intertwined with the swamp itself. Initially, Swamp Thing believed he was a mutated Alec Holland. However, in Alan Moore's seminal run on the series, it was revealed that Swamp Thing is actually a plant elemental, an embodiment of the green, the elemental force connecting all plant life on Earth. Swamp Thing serves as its protector, defending it against threats and maintaining the natural balance. His connection to the green grants him abilities such as plant manipulation, regeneration, and the ability to inhabit and control any form of plant life. Swamp Thing can regenerate from even the smallest amount of plant matter, effectively making him immortal. He can reform his body from any plant life, even across vast distances. Throughout his existence, Swamp Thing has battled not just physical adversaries, but also environmental destruction. He stands as a fierce eco-warrior, taking on corporations and individuals who threaten the environment. Swamp Thing's stories often delve into horror, exploring themes of identity, transformation, and the grotesque. The series has been a platform for some of the most atmospheric and chilling tales in comics. Swamp Thing's relationship with humanity and nature is deeply complex. He grapples with his lost humanity while embracing his role as nature's guardian. This duality provides a rich narrative exploring what it means to be human and the importance of preserving the natural world. Despite his monstrous appearance, Swamp Thing has crossed paths with many DC heroes, including Batman, Superman, and John Constantine, often serving as a crucial ally in their battles against otherworldly threats. Swamp Thing has a close connection to John Constantine, the protagonist of the Hellblazer series. Constantine was introduced in Swamp Thing's comics in 1985 and has been a recurring character in his storylines. Writer Alan Moore created Constantine as a sort of mystical guide for Swamp Thing, aiding him in understanding and navigating the supernatural aspects of his existence. Their relationship is marked by Constantine's moral ambiguity and Swamp Thing's quest for understanding and balance. Constantine's willingness to use deceit and manipulation to achieve his goals often puts him at odds with Swamp Thing's more straightforward and ethical approach. Swamp Thing has a significant romantic relationship with Abigail Arcane, a human who accepts his monstrous appearance and complex nature. Their relationship breaks stereotypes commonly found in comic book romances. It emphasizes that true love is not confined to societal norms and appearances. The depth of their emotional and spiritual connection highlights the potential for love to transcend physical boundaries. Their relationship is one of the most poignant in comic book history. The unconventional nature of their relationship has influenced other comic book romances. It set a precedent for exploring complex and mature themes in superhero and horror comics, encouraging writers to delve deeper into the emotional lives of their characters. Swamp Thing's popularity even led to adaptations beyond the comic pages. In 1982, the first Swamp Thing movie was released, directed by horror legend Wes Craven. Yes, the guy who gave us Freddy Krueger. While the film received mixed reviews, it has since gained a cult following. Craven's direction brought a unique horror edge to the superhero genre, making the Swamp Thing character more accessible to a broader audience. Despite its budget constraints, the movie managed to capture the essence of Swamp Thing's struggle to retain his humanity while defending the swamp from various threats. In 1989, a sequel to the 1982 film, The Return of Swamp Thing, hit theaters. Directed by Jim Wynorski, this movie leaned into a more campy, horror comedy style. While it might not have been a critical success, it remains a cult favorite for its over-the-top portrayal of Swamp Thing and its nostalgic charm. There was a live-action TV series in the early 1990s that ran for 3 seasons. Swamp Thing even had a short-lived animated series in 1990, which was aimed at children and included an environmentally conscious message. In 2019, Swamp Thing made a return to the screen with a highly anticipated TV series on DC Universe. The show promised a darker, more faithful adaptation of the comics, with a focus on horror elements and complex storytelling. However, despite the positive reception, the show was abruptly canceled after just one season due to the high cost of production. The cancellation shocked fans and left many unanswered questions about the future of Swamp Thing on the small screen. Although Swamp Thing makes a memorable appearance in the animated Harley Quinn series on HBO Max, Swamp Thing's legacy in comics is profound, blending horror, fantasy, and environmental advocacy. His stories remind us of the delicate balance between humanity and nature, and the unseen forces that bind us all. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into comics, sci-fi, and fantasy characters. Until next time, stay heroic.